Welcome back to WWH. My name is Andrew Dreamer, your herald of horror, your token of terror. We have another ranking rumble in store for you today, and the subject, the 5 movies that have scared me the most. So, I'm not the type of person who truly gets scared by movies. I've always been able to separate film from real life, but I would be lying if I said I haven't been freaked out before. Not anytime recently, but certainly when I was younger. Honestly, I probably started watching horror movies when I was way too young, but oh well. I think I turned out alright. See, I was around 4 years old when I first started watching horror movies. Me and my older sister, who has no memory of this, by the way, would watch them together, and I think that's why I still love them to this day. I can only remember having nightmares about 2 movies when I was young. I remember having nightmares about witches, and then one very specific nightmare about Michael Myers. Now, we're going to talk about witches in this list, but Myers isn't on here, simply because that nightmare was a one-off. So, go ahead and let me know in the comments what movies have given you nightmares in the past. And on that note, it's time to head down to the ring to get this rumble started. Our first entrant is a film called The Last Exorcism. The Last Exorcism is a horror film that delves deep into the realm of demonic possession and the battle between faith and skepticism. Directed by Daniel Stamm and released in 2010, this movie follows Reverend Cotton Marcus, a disillusioned evangelical minister, as he allows a documentary crew to film his final exorcism. Set in rural Louisiana, Reverend Marcus has spent his life performing exorcisms, but now doubts the authenticity of his work. Seeking to expose the practice as a sham, he agrees to participate in a documentary that aims to unveil the truth behind exorcisms and religious charlatans. As the crew accompanies Reverend Marcus to a farm where a farmer's daughter, Nell, is believed to be possessed, they encounter eerie occurrences and unsettling revelations. Initially skeptical, Marcus becomes increasingly alarmed as he witnesses Nell's disturbing behavior and apparent supernatural abilities. The tension escalates as the crew grapples with the terrifying reality of demonic possession, questioning their beliefs and sanity. As they delve deeper into the mystery, they uncover dark secrets and sinister forces at play, leading to a shocking and unforgettable climax. And it's that climax, the third act, that really freaked me out when I was a little younger. I was around 15 at the time this movie came out, and for whatever reason, this part of the movie just did something to me.
Demon, you cannot have the soul of this girl, for she is a creature of God! Kill him! One with the camera! Get him!
Daniel, they're coming! Run!
The Last Exorcism is a chilling exploration of faith, doubt, and the power of evil. With its intense atmosphere, compelling performances, and unexpected twists, the film keeps you on the edge of your seat until the very end, leaving you haunted by its sinister imagery and thought-provoking themes. By the way, don't miss a single bone-crushing upload. Hit that subscribe button, unleash the horrors, and become a member of the WWH Universe. We're not just wrestling with horror. We're delivering it to your screen every week. Coming up next is going to be Sinister. Sinister is a haunting psychological horror film that immerses you into a world of terror and supernatural mystery. Directed by Scott Derrickson and released in 2012, the movie follows true crime writer Ellison Oswalt as he delves into a series of disturbing murders, unknowingly unlocking a sinister force that threatens his sanity and the safety of his family. Ellison, portrayed by Ethan Hawke, moves his family into a new home, unaware that it was the site of a grisly murder involving an entire family, with one child mysteriously missing. Intent on writing a best-selling book about the crime, Ellison discovers a box of old home movies in the attic, each depicting gruesome murders dating back decades. As Ellison delves deeper into the chilling footage, he becomes consumed by the mystery, uncovering a connection between the murders and a malevolent entity known as Bagul, the pagan deity of child sacrifice. Haunting images from the films begin to manifest in his own life, and he realizes that he has inadvertently placed his family in grave danger. With each new revelation, Ellison descends further into the madness, struggling to protect his loved ones while battling against an ancient evil that feeds on the souls of innocent children. As the lines between reality and nightmare blur, Ellison races against time to unravel the truth behind the murders and confront the malevolent force that threatens to consume them all.
Before the Stevensons moved here, they lived where the Miller family murders happened. Holy shit.
Sinister is chilling and filled with an eerie atmosphere, spine-tingling suspense, and hair-raising scares. With a compelling performance from Ethan Hawke, its intricate plot, and terrifying imagery, the movie leaves a lasting impression that will linger in your mind long after the credits roll. It's the overall feel of this movie that gives me chills. The thought of finding a box of tapes that holds so much darkness and evil. Next up is The Strangers. The Strangers delves into the terrifying concept of home invasion and the primal fear of being stalked by unknown assailants. Directed by Brian Bertino and released in 2008, the movie plunges you into a night of terror as a young couple finds themselves under siege in their secluded vacation home. The film follows James Hoyt and Kristen McKay, who retreat to a remote cabin after attending a wedding. Their already tense getaway takes a sinister turn when they're targeted by a trio of masked strangers who begin tormenting them for no apparent reason. As the night wears on, James and Kristen become increasingly desperate as they struggle to survive the relentless attacks of the masked assailants. With no way to call for help and no clear motive for the brutality they are enduring, the couple's sense of security is shattered, and the relationship is put to the ultimate test. The Strangers is a tense and atmospheric thriller that preys on primal fears of vulnerability and isolation. Through its minimalist approach and slow building tension, the film creates an atmosphere of dread and unease. With its terrifying premise, unsettling realism, and shocking twists, The Strangers is a harrowing exploration of the horrors that can unfold when the safety of home is shattered by the unknown. As the nightmarish events unfold, we're left questioning the motives of the mysterious strangers and the dark forces that drive them. Why are they doing this? The only reason we're given is because the couple was home.
Why are you doing this to us?
Because you were home.
The most terrifying part of this movie to me is the scene where Liv Tyler's character is in the kitchen and one of the killers silently enters the background and just watches her for a couple minutes. That always got me. Our next entrant is an absolute classic, Jaws. Directed by Steven Spielberg and released in 1975, this iconic film follows the residents of Amity Island as they confront a relentless killer lurking beneath the waves. Set in a picturesque New England town gearing up for the busy summer tourist season, Jaws introduces Chief Martin Brody, played by Roy Scheider, a dedicated police officer grappling with his fear of the water. When a young woman is brutally killed by a great white shark, Brody, along with the help of marine biologist Matt Hooper and grizzled shark hunter Quint, played by Richard Dreyfuss and Robert Shaw respectively, sets out to hunt down the monstrous predator. As panic grips the island and the body count continues to rise, Brody, Hooper, and Quint embark on a perilous journey aboard the Orca, a weathered fishing boat, in pursuit of the deadly shark. Battling their own fears and the relentless beast, they confront not only the physical threat of the ocean's most fearsome predator, but also the psychological toll of their harrowing ordeal. Jaws is renowned for its masterful storytelling, heart-pounding suspense, and groundbreaking special effects that brought the terrifying creature to life. With its iconic score by John Williams and unforgettable performances, including Scheider's memorable line,
"You're gonna need a bigger boat."
the film has solidified its place as a cinematic classic. I know a lot of people talk about how fake the shark looks, but that never really bothered me. This movie is the reason why I refuse to go in the ocean. I won't do it. I'm not going to tempt fate like that. I'm perfectly happy on dry land. Alright, it's almost time for our final entrant in this ranking rumble, but first, we do have to take a short break, so stick around for more WWH action. If you're looking to save 20% from Redcon 1, I have a deal for you. When you're checking out, all you have to do is type in code AndrewDreamer12 and you will immediately receive 20% off. Head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/AndrewDreamer to check out some of my merchandise. And last but not least, head over to Patreon and consider becoming a member of the WWH Universe. We've got a lot of really cool perks and we would love to have you. We're back. And without wasting any time, let's get back down to the ring for our final entrant. Our final entrant in this ranking rumble is the Blair Witch Project. The Blair Witch Project was a groundbreaking horror film that revolutionized the found footage subgenre and captivated audiences with its innovative storytelling and immersive realism. Directed by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez and released in 1999, the movie follows a group of student filmmakers as they venture into the woods of Burkittsville, Maryland to investigate the legendary Blair Witch. The film unfolds through the lens of handheld cameras wielded by the characters themselves, creating a sense of immediacy and authenticity as viewers experience the events right alongside the protagonists. Heather Donahue, Michael Williams, and Joshua Leonard portray the three aspiring filmmakers who set out to document the local legend, only to find themselves ensnared in a nightmare beyond their wildest imagination. As they venture deeper into the dense forest, the group becomes disoriented and increasingly terrified by strange occurrences, eerie noises, and unexplained phenomena. Tensions rise as their supplies dwindle, tempers flare, and they realize they are not alone in the woods. As the line between reality and fiction blurs, the filmmakers confront their own fears and the looming presence of the Blair Witch, a malevolent force said to haunt the forest. The Blair Witch Project is renowned for its innovative approach to horror, foregoing traditional scares in favor of psychological terror and mounting dread. With its minimalist aesthetic and improvised performances, the film immerses viewers in a claustrophobic and unsettling atmosphere, leaving 5-year-old me questioning what is real and what is merely a trick of the mind. See, this is the first horror movie I ever watched, and it was responsible for nightmares about witches that lasted a couple years at least. It doesn't scare me now, but as a 5-year-old, it was terrifying. And for that reason, this is the movie that has scared me the most in my life. But that is going to wrap up this ranking rumble. Let me know in the comments if any of these movies scared you, or any other movie that scared you for that matter. Thank you for joining us here today. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. We have a lot more coming your way very soon, but until then, my name is Andrew Dreamer, and this is Wrestling with Horror.